Wait, let's not do this.
His hand was on her throat. Not violently. Not threateningly. Just there. Thumb pressed against her pulse point. Feeling her heart race. Making absolutely sure she understood what she was asking for. Say it again, Kang Min-suk said, his voice rough. Say it so I know you mean it. Nia Cole looked up at him. This man who was her best friend's father, who was 20 years older, who was the most dangerous person she'd ever met, and said the words that would destroy everything. I want this. I want you. You're 24. I know. I'm 44. I know. Hana is your best friend. I know. Then you know this is wrong. I don't care. His hand tightened slightly. Not hurting. Just claiming. You will, he said quietly. When this is over. When the guilt catches up. When my daughter finds out and never forgives you. You'll care then. Then let me regret it, Nia whispered. Let me make this mistake. Just stop pretending you don't want it too. The city lights of Seoul glittered behind him. His penthouse. His world. His rules. And Nia had just asked him to break every single one. The moment he let go of her throat, the moment his hand slid to cup her face instead, she knew. This wasn't a mistake. This was inevitable. And there was no going back. If you're still watching right now, drop a comment and tell me where you're watching from. Subscribe to our channel for stories that can make you smile, and can also make you cry for absolute strangers. Now, let's get into the story. 48 hours earlier, New York City. Nia Cole was supposed to be celebrating. She just landed her dream job at a Manhattan art gallery. Finally using her art history degree for something other than student loan payments. Finally building the life she moved to New York for 3 years ago. Her best friend Hana had insisted on flying in from Seoul to celebrate. They'd been inseparable since college, roommates for 4 years at Columbia, sisters in every way that mattered except blood. I'm so proud of you, Hana said over expensive champagne at a rooftop bar in Tribeca. You worked so hard for this. Says the woman whose father could have bought me any job I wanted, Nia teased. Hana's expression shifted. Became complicated. Speaking of my father. Nia's stomach tightened. She kept her face neutral. Friendly. Gave nothing away. What about him? He's in New York. Business meetings. I told him we were celebrating tonight and he... Hana hesitated. He wants to see you. The champagne suddenly tasted wrong. Why? I don't know. He was weird about it. Said he needed to talk to you. Privately. Every cell in Nia's body went on alert. That's strange. Right. I told him you're busy, but he was insistent. Said it was important. Nia forced a laugh. Your dad's always been intense. Intense is putting it mildly. The man runs half of Seoul's. Hana stopped. Looked around. Lowered her voice. Well, you know what he does. Nia knew. Kang Min-suk wasn't just a businessman. He was the head of one of South Korea's most powerful organized crime families. The kind of man who wore expensive suits and smiled for photos with politicians while running an empire built on fear and absolute control. She'd known since the first time Hana brought her home for Thanksgiving their sophomore year. The penthouse in Gangnam. The armed guards. The way even powerful men spoke to Min-suk with barely concealed fear. And the way he looked at her across the dinner table. Not predatory. Not inappropriate. Just aware. Like he saw past the polite college student act to something underneath she didn't want acknowledged. When does he want to see me? Nia asked carefully. Tomorrow. He's staying at the Peninsula. Penthouse suite. Hana pulled out her phone. I'll text you the details. Hana, I don't think. Please? He never asks for anything. And he's been off lately. Distracted. I think something's wrong but he won't tell me. Maybe he'll talk to you. Why would he talk to me? Because you're good at reading people. And because... Hana paused. I don't know. You two have always had this weird understanding. Like you speak the same language or something. Nia's heart was racing. We barely know each other. You've spent every Thanksgiving and Christmas at our house for 3 years. You know him better than most people. That was the problem. Nia knew Kang Min-suk better than she should. Better than was safe. She knew he took his coffee black. Knew he read philosophy books in Korean late at night when he couldn't sleep. Knew he had a scar on his left shoulder from a knife fight when he was 19. She knew because she'd paid attention. Because every time she was in his house, in his orbit, she couldn't help but notice everything about him. The way he moved. The way he thought. The careful control that never slipped except for brief, devastating moments when his eyes would meet hers across a room and something would flicker there. Recognition. Mutual awareness that they were both pretending something that was becoming harder to pretend. Okay, Nia heard herself say. I'll meet him. Thank you? Seriously. I know it's weird, but it's fine. Really. It wasn't fine. Because Nia had been running from Kang Min-suk for 3 years. And tomorrow, she was going to walk straight back into the thing she'd been trying to escape. The Peninsula Hotel, 3 p.m. Nia stood outside the penthouse suite, trying to steady her breathing. Professional. Friendly. Hana's best friend here to check on her father. Nothing more. She knocked. The door opened. Min-suk stood there in slacks and a white shirt, sleeves rolled to his elbows. No jacket. No tie. More casual than she'd ever seen him. More dangerous because of it. Nia! Thank you for coming. His voice. God, his voice. Deep. Controlled. The slight Korean accent that only appeared on certain words. Of course. Hana said you wanted to talk? Come in. The suite was massive. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Central Park. Furniture that cost more than her yearly salary. Min-suk closed the door behind her. And suddenly the room felt very small. Can I offer you something? Water, tea. I'm fine. What did you want to talk about? He studied her. Those dark eyes that saw too much. You're nervous. I'm confused. You've never asked to see me privately before. No. I haven't. He walked to the windows. Looked out at the city. Hana tells me you got the gallery position. Congratulations. Thank you. She's very proud of you. I'm lucky to have her as a friend. Are you? The question hung in the air. Nia's pulse quickened. What does that mean? Min-suk turned to face her. It means that for 3 years, you've been coming to my house. Sleeping in my guest room. Eating at my table. Becoming part of my daughter's life. And the entire time, you've been lying. Nia's blood went cold. I don't know what you're talking about. Don't you? If this is about the way you look at me. Min-suk interrupted, his voice dangerously soft. About the way you find excuses to be in whatever room I'm in? About the way you went pale every time Hana mentioned I might be dating someone? You're imagining things. I'm many things, Nia. Delusional isn't one of them. She should leave. Should deny everything. Should protect herself and Hana and the friendship that mattered more than anything. Instead, she said, Why did you really ask me here? Because I'm tired of pretending. Pretending what? That I don't notice you. That I haven't noticed you since the first time my daughter brought you home, and you looked at me like I was a puzzle you wanted to solve. Nia's throat was tight. You were Hana's father. I was being respectful. You were being curious. There's a difference. This is inappropriate. Yes, Min-suk agreed. It is. Which is why I've spent 3 years maintaining distance. 3 years making sure I was never alone with you. 3 years convincing myself that what I saw in your eyes was my imagination. And now? Now I'm 44 years old and my daughter's best friend is standing in my hotel room and I'm done lying about what I want. The words hit like a physical blow. You can't say that, Nia whispered. Why not? Because Hana. I'm not talking about Hana. I'm talking about you. About the way you've been looking at me for 3 years. About the way you're looking at me right now. How am I looking at you? Minsuk crossed the room. Stopped close enough that she could smell his cologne. Expensive. Subtle. Devastating. Like you're terrified I'm going to touch you, he said quietly. And even more terrified that I won't. Nia couldn't breathe. This is wrong, she managed. I know. I'm 24. I know. You're Hana's father. I know. Then why are we having this conversation? Because 3 days ago, I was in Seoul. In my office. And Hana called to tell me about your new job. And she was so happy for you, so proud. And all I could think was that you'd be staying in New York. That I'd have a reason to visit more often. That maybe. He stopped. Jaw tight. That maybe what? Nia pressed. That maybe I could stop pretending this was just my imagination. That maybe you felt it too. This thing between us that's been building for 3 years and neither of us has acknowledged. And if I do feel it? What then? We destroy Hana? We ruin everything? Probably. That's not good enough. I know. Then why tell me? Because I'm tired, Minsuk said. Tired of control. Tired of doing the right thing. Tired of wanting something I can't have and lying about it. Nia stared at him. This man who ran an empire through fear. Who never showed weakness. Who controlled everything and everyone. And right now looked completely, devastatingly human. What do you want from me? She whispered. Honesty. Just once. Tell me I'm not imagining this. Tell me you feel it too. Even if we can't do anything about it. Even if this is the only conversation we ever have. Just be honest. Nia should have walked out. Should have denied everything. Should have protected Hana and herself and the friendship that had defined her adult life. Instead, she told the truth. I've wanted you since I was 21 years old, she said. Since the first Thanksgiving Hana brought me home and you asked me about my thesis on Korean contemporary art and actually listened to my answer. Since you remembered what I was studying and brought me a catalog from a gallery opening in Seoul. Since every time I visited, you treated me like I mattered. Not as your daughter's friend. Just as me. Minsuk's expression cracked. Just slightly. But enough. I've spent 3 years feeling guilty. Nia continued. Feeling like a terrible friend. Lying to Hana every time she asked if I thought her dad should start dating again, and I said yes while wanting to die inside. Hating myself for wanting someone I could never have. Someone I should never want. Nia. And you want honesty? Here's honesty. I came to this hotel knowing exactly what this meeting was. Knowing what you were going to say. And I came anyway. Because I'm tired of pretending too. Silence. Just the sound of New York traffic 40 floors below and 2 people breathing too fast. We can't do this, Minsuk said finally. I know. Hana would never forgive us. I know. You'd lose your best friend. I'd lose my daughter's trust. I know. And yet you're still here. So are you. Minsuk stepped closer. If I touch you right now, everything changes. I know. You'll regret it. Probably. You should leave. Right now. Walk out. Forget this conversation happened. I should. Nia agreed. Either of them moved. Last chance, Minsuk said quietly. His hand lifted. Hovered near her face. Not touching yet. Walk away, Nia. Be smart. Do the right thing. Nia looked up at him. This dangerous, complicated, forbidden man. And made a choice. I don't want to be smart, she whispered. I want you to stop pretending. His hand touched her face. Finally. After 3 years of careful distance, and maintained control and pretending. And everything shattered. The kiss was nothing like Nia imagined. She'd fantasized about this for 3 years. Late nights when she couldn't sleep. Stolen moments when Minsuk would walk past and she'd smell his cologne. guilty, shameful fantasies she'd never admitted to anyone. She'd imagined passion, heat, desperation. Instead, Min-suk kissed her like he was memorizing her. Slow, careful, achingly gentle. Like he knew this was the only time, and wanted to remember every second. When they finally pulled apart, Nia was shaking. That was a mistake, Min-suk finished. I was going to say perfect. That too. He stepped back, creating distance. Already rebuilding walls? This can't happen again, he said. I know. I'm serious, Nia. This was goodbye. Closure. Whatever you want to call it. But it can't be more. Because of Hana. Because of everything. The age difference. Your friendship with my daughter. My world. You don't want to be part of my world. You don't know what I want. I know you're 24 with your whole life ahead of you. I know you just got your dream job. I know you deserve someone your own age who can give you a normal life. Not a man who's 20 years older and runs a criminal empire. What if I don't want normal? Then you're not thinking clearly. Or maybe I'm thinking clearly for the first time in 3 years. Min-suk's jaw was tight. Nia. Listen to me. What I do, the life I live, it's dangerous. People die. People disappear. Everyone close to me becomes a target. I've kept Hana safe by keeping her separate from my work. But you? If people knew you mattered to me? You'd be leverage. A weakness. A weapon they could use. I'm not afraid. You should be. Why? Because you're dangerous? I've known that since I was 21. It didn't stop me from wanting you. It should have. But it didn't. They stared at each other. Go home, Min-suk said finally. Go back to your life. Find someone appropriate. Someone safe. Forget this happened. Can you forget? I'll try. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. Nia grabbed her bag. Headed for the door. Stopped with her hand on the handle. You know what the worst part is? She asked without turning around. What? You're right. About all of it. The age difference. Hana. Your world. Every reason this is wrong. But I still don't regret it. I still don't regret coming here. And I still don't regret wanting you. She opened the door. Nia. She looked back. Min-suk stood by the window, backlit by afternoon sun, looking more alone than anyone should ever look. Thank you, he said quietly. For being honest. For not pretending. For 3 years of making my house feel less empty. Nia's throat was tight. Goodbye, Min-suk. Goodbye. She left. Walked to the elevator on shaking legs. Made it to the lobby before the tears started. Because he was right about everything. And she still didn't care. 2 days later, Nia was at her new job when Hana called. Hey! How was the meeting with my dad? Nia's stomach dropped. It was fine. He just wanted to congratulate me on the job. That's it. He flew to New York just to congratulate you. I guess. Weird. He's been acting so strange lately. Did he seem okay to you? Yeah. Fine. Normal. Okay. Well, I'm flying back to Seoul tomorrow. But I'll be back for your birthday next month. We're celebrating properly. Sounds good. Oh, and Nia? Thanks for checking on him. I know he can be intense, but he really does care about you. He told me you're like a second daughter to him. The words stabbed through Nia's chest. That's nice of him to say. He means it. Anyway, I have to run. Love you. Love you too. Nia hung up and stared at her phone. Like a second daughter. She should feel guilty. Should feel terrible. Should regret everything. Instead, she felt anger. Because Min-suk had kissed her like she mattered. Had admitted he'd been pretending for 3 years. Had looked at her like she was everything. And then told his daughter she was like a sister to him. Coward. Nia threw herself into work. Long hours at the gallery. Learning the collection. meeting artists, building the career she'd worked so hard for, and trying not to think about a hotel suite and a kiss and the way Minsuk had said her name. 3 weeks passed. Then her phone rang at 2 a.m. Unknown number. International code. Seoul. She almost didn't answer. Hello? Nia. It's Minsuk. His voice. At 2 a.m. Rough with something that sounded like desperation. Why are you calling me? I need you to listen carefully. Hana is in danger. Nia sat bolt upright. What? My rivals. They found out she matters. They're targeting her to get to me. I've increased security, but she's refusing to leave New York. She thinks I'm being paranoid. What do you need me to do? Stay with her. Please. Just for a few days until I can neutralize the threat. Don't tell her why. Make up an excuse. But don't leave her alone. Okay. I can do that. Thank you. Silence. Minsuk? Yeah? Is this real? Or is this an excuse too? It's real, he interrupted. I wouldn't use my daughter's safety as an excuse for anything. The threat is real, Nia. She needs you. Okay. I'll go to her now. Be careful. And Nia? What? I'm sorry. For everything. For putting you in this position. Just keep her safe, Nia said. We'll deal with the rest later. She hung up and called Hana. Hey, I know it's late, but I had a terrible nightmare about you and I can't shake it. Can I come over? Of course. You okay? Yeah. Just need to see you. Make sure you're real. You're so weird. But yes. Come over. Nia grabbed her keys and left. She spent the next 3 days at Hana's apartment. Made excuses about not wanting to be alone. About work stress. About anything except the truth. The truth that Hana's father had called her in the middle of the night. The truth that even now, even after everything, he knew Nia would drop everything to protect his daughter. On the third night, Hana fell asleep on the couch. Nia's phone buzzed. Minsuk, threat neutralized. She's safe now. Thank you? Nia, is this how it's going to be? You calling me when you need something and pretending I don't exist the rest of the time? Minsuk, I'm not pretending you don't exist. Nia, then what are you doing? Minsuk, trying to do the right thing. Nia, how's that working out? No response. Then, 5 minutes later. Minsuk, terribly. I think about you constantly. I dream about you. I see you in every woman I meet and realize no one else will ever compare. I'm 44 years old and I'm losing my mind over my daughter's best friend. So no. The right thing is not working out. Nia stared at the message. Nia, then stop doing the right thing. Minsuk, I can't. Nia, why not? Minsuk, because I love my daughter more than I want you. And I know what we do to her. The words hurt more than they should have. Nia, so that's it? We just pretend? Minsuk, yes. Nia, for how long? Minsuk, forever. Nia wanted to throw her phone. Wanted to scream. Wanted to do anything except accept this. But she knew he was right. Hana would never forgive them. And Nia couldn't lose her best friend for a man who'd already said goodbye. If you're still watching, drop a still watching in the comments, because this next part changes everything. 6 months passed. Nia threw herself into work. Dating. Anything to forget. She went out with Marcus, a curator at another gallery. Nice. Age appropriate. Safe. He kissed her on their third date, and she felt nothing. She tried again with James. A lawyer. Handsome. Successful. Same result. Nothing. Because apparently her heart was permanently broken by a man she'd kissed once and couldn't have. Then Hana called with news. My dad's getting married. Nia's world stopped. What? I know, right? Out of nowhere. Her name is Yoon Seo-jin. She's 40. Beautiful. From a good family. He says it's time to settle down properly. That's fast. He's known her for years apparently. I guess he finally decided to commit. The wedding's in 3 months. In Seoul. You'll come, right? You're my maid of honor. Nia wanted to die. Of course. I'm so excited. Finally my dad won't be alone. And Seo-jin is actually great. You'll love her. I'm sure I will. She hung up and sobbed into her pillow for an hour. Because Min-suk was doing the right thing. Moving on. Building a life that didn't include inappropriate feelings for his daughter's best friend. And it was killing her. 3 months later, Nia flew to Seoul. The wedding was at a beautiful venue in Gangnam. Traditional ceremony mixed with modern elegance. Min-suk looked devastating in a tailored suit. Composed. Controlled. Every inch the powerful man who ran an empire. Seo-jin was stunning. Elegant. Perfect for him. And Nia wanted to disappear. She stood next to Hana during the ceremony. Smiled. Clapped at the right moments. Pretended her heart wasn't shattering. The reception was torture. Watching Min-suk dance with his new wife. Watching him smile. Watching him be happy with someone else. At midnight, Nia escaped to the terrace. Needed air. Needed space. Needed to not witness this anymore. You came. She turned. Min-suk stood in the doorway. Still in his wedding suit. Looking at her with an expression that made her chest ache. Hana asked me to be her maid of honor. I couldn't say no. You could have. No. I couldn't. She's my best friend. Even though this hurts? Especially because it hurts. Because she doesn't deserve to lose me because her father and I. Nia stopped. Congratulations, by the way. Seo-jin seems wonderful. She is. Do you love her? I respect her. I trust her. She understands my world. That's not what I asked? Min-suk moved closer. No. I don't love her. But I will. Eventually. And even if I don't, she's the right choice. The appropriate choice. The choice that doesn't destroy my relationship with my daughter. So I'm the wrong choice. You're the impossible choice. Same thing. They stood in silence. The reception noise muffled behind them. Soul glittering below. I need you to know something. Min-suk said finally. What? That kiss in New York. That's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And the worst. Because now I know exactly what I'm giving up. Then don't give it up. Nia whispered. Choose differently. Choose. I can't. He interrupted. My daughter is inside celebrating. Happy. Proud of me. Finally thinking I'm settling down properly. I can't destroy that for something that was never going to work. You don't know that it wouldn't work. I'm 45. You're 25. I run a criminal empire. You work in an art gallery. We live on different continents. And you're my daughter's best friend. How exactly would this work? Nia didn't have an answer. Because he was right. About all of it. I should go, she said. This was a mistake. Coming here. Talking to you. All of it. Nia. Congratulations on your wedding, Mr. Kang. I hope you're very happy. She walked back inside. Made her excuses to Hana. Claimed jet lag. Promised to see her tomorrow. Went back to her hotel and cried until she had nothing left. The next morning, there was a knock on Nia's hotel door. She opened it expecting room service. Min-suk stood there, still in last night's suit, looking wrecked. What are you? I didn't sleep with her. Nia blinked. What? My wedding night. I didn't sleep with Seo-jin. I told her I was tired. That I'd had too much to drink. She went to bed and I sat in my study drinking whiskey and thinking about you. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm a coward. Because I married a good woman I don't love because it was safe and appropriate and wouldn't complicate my life. And I need you to know that I'm miserable. That I've been miserable for 6 months. That every day without you feels like drowning. Minsuk, I'm not asking you to fix this. I'm not asking you to wait for me. I'm just being honest. Like you asked me to be. I want you. I've wanted you for 3 years. And I married someone else to try to stop wanting you, and it didn't work. Nia stared at him. You can't say this to me. Not now. Not after you just married someone else. I know. Then why are you here? Because I'm weak. Because seeing you last night, watching you walk away, pretending I don't feel this way, I can't do it anymore. What do you want from me? Tell me to leave. Tell me I'm terrible. Tell me you hate me. Give me a reason to stop feeling this way. I can't. Why not? Because I feel the same way, Nia whispered. And I hate myself for it. You just got married. I'm supposed to be supporting Hana. This is wrong on every possible level. But I can't stop wanting you. Minsuk stepped into the room. Closed the door behind him. We can't do this, Nia said, even as her body betrayed her by moving closer. I know. Hana. I know. Your wife. I know. Then why? Because I'm done pretending, Minsuk said, echoing her words from 6 months ago. Because life is short and brutal, and I've spent it being controlled and careful and doing the right thing. And for once, just once, I want to do the wrong thing. His hand found her face, thumb tracing her jaw. Tell me to leave, he said again. Be stronger than me. Be the one who stops this. Nia looked up at him. This man who just married someone else. This man who was her best friend's father. This man who was 20 years older and completely, impossibly wrong for her. And made the worst decision of her life. I don't want you to leave, she whispered. And that's how it started. Not with romance. Not with promises. But with two people who'd been pretending for too long finally admitting the truth. That some things were worth destroying everything for. Even if they shouldn't be. They didn't sleep together that morning. They talked. About the impossibility of what they wanted. About the guilt that would eat them alive. About Hana and Seojin and all the people they'd hurt. I'm not leaving her, Minsuk said. Seojin. The marriage it's strategic. She knows what she signed up for. But I won't embarrass her. Won't shame her. She deserves better. So what are you suggesting? We just, what? Sneak around? Have an affair? I don't know. Maybe. Is that terrible? Yes. Completely. The worst thing we could do. But I don't want to lose you again, Nia admitted. These past 6 months have been awful. I can't do another 6 months. Another year. Another decade of pretending. Then don't. What about Hana? She can never know. Ever. If she finds out, if she figures it out, we're done. No question. Her relationship with me, your friendship with her, all of it. Gone. So we lie to her. Forever. Yes. That's a terrible plan. It's the only plan that lets me have you. Nia wanted to argue. Wanted to be the strong one. The moral one. But 6 months of pretending had exhausted her. Rules, she said finally. Okay. We're careful. Always. No public meetings. No texting anything that could be discovered. No risks that could expose us. Agreed. And if Hana ever suspects, even slightly, we end it. Immediately. No questions. No fighting. We just stop. Okay. And you tell me the truth. About your wife. About your life. About what this actually is. No pretending. No lies between us, even if we're lying to everyone else. Minsuk took her hands. This is an affair. I'm married. You're my daughter's best friend. We're going to sneak around and lie and feel guilty. But Nia, I need you to understand, you're not the other woman. Seojin is. Because you're the one I want. The one I think about. The one who matters. That's a terrible thing to say about your wife. I know. But it's honest. And that's how they built their impossible relationship. On honesty between lies. On moments stolen from lives that didn't include each other. On the certainty that this was wrong and the inability to stop doing it anyway. For 8 months it worked. Min-suk would visit New York on business. They'd meet at hotels. Careful. Discreet. Never in public. Nia would visit Seoul to see Hana. Would stay at the house. Would smile at Seo-jin and pretend she wasn't sleeping with her husband. The guilt was crushing. But the alternative, life without Min-suk, was worse. Then one night, Hana called. I need to talk to you. In person. Can you come to Seoul? What's wrong? Just come. Please. Nia flew out the next day. Hana met her at a cafe. Not the house. Somewhere neutral. And Nia knew. How long? Hana asked. Nia's stomach dropped. What? How long have you been sleeping with my father? The world stopped. Hana. Don't lie. Please. I've known for 3 months. I've been watching. Gathering evidence. Trying to convince myself I was wrong. But I'm not wrong, am I? Nia couldn't speak. I saw the hotel receipts. Hana continued, her voice shaking. I tracked his flights. I noticed the way you both act when you're in the same room. I'm not stupid, Nia. I'm not blind. I'm sorry. Sorry? Hana laughed bitterly. You're sorry? My best friend has been sleeping with my married father for almost a year and you're sorry? It's not. Not what? Not that bad? Not what it looks like. Don't you dare. Nia's eyes filled. I never meant for this to happen. When did it start? A year ago. In New York. Before the wedding. So he married Seo-jin while having feelings for you? Yes. And you let him? I tried to stay away. I tried to forget him. But I couldn't. Hana stood up. You're disgusting. Both of you. He's my father. Mine. And you were supposed to be my best friend. The person I trusted most in the world. I am. You're nothing, Hana said, her voice breaking. We're done. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't ever contact me again. Hana, please. And stay away from my father. Whatever this sick thing is between you and it. Because if you don't, I will tell Seo-jin everything. I will tell everyone. I will make sure the entire world knows what kind of person you are. She walked out. And Nia sat alone in that cafe, everything she'd feared finally realized. She'd lost her best friend. And Min-suk was about to lose his daughter. All for an affair that was always going to end like this. Min-suk called an hour later. She knows. I know. She just left. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Nia. I should have been more careful. Should have. Don't. We both knew this would happen eventually. What do we do now? You fix your relationship with your daughter. You go back to your wife. You do what you should have done a year ago. And you? I go home. I build my life. I try to forget this ever happened. Nia. This was always going to end. We both knew that. We just delayed the inevitable. I don't want to lose you. You don't have a choice. Hana knows. If we keep this going, she'll expose us. Ruin you. Ruin me. It's over, Min-suk. Say it again, he said quietly. What? My name. You only say it when we're alone. When you're not pretending. Say it again. Nia's throat was tight. Min-suk. I love you. I need you to know that. This wasn't just an affair to me. It wasn't just wanting. I love you. Don't. You deserve to hear it. Even if it changes nothing. I love you. Nia was crying now. I love you too. And I hate that I do. And I hate what we did to Hana. And I hate that loving you cost me my best friend. I'm sorry. Me too. What if I left Seo-jin? What if we actually tried? Publicly. Honestly, Hana would never forgive us. You know that. Maybe eventually. No, Mia said firmly. She won't. And I can't be the reason you lose your daughter. I won't be. So this is it. We just end? Yes. Just like that. Just like that. Silence. For what it's worth, Minsuk said. You were worth it. All of it. The guilt, the lies, the impossible situation. You were worth it. No, I wasn't. Your daughter should be worth more. She is. But so are you. Goodbye, Minsuk. Goodbye, Nia. She hung up. And that was the end. No dramatic reunion. No last kiss. No moment of closure. Just a phone call and the certainty that she'd destroyed her best friendship for a man she could never actually have. If you made it this far, thank you, seriously. That tells me these stories matter to you. Here's what I want to know, was it love or was it selfish? And if you had to choose between your best friend and someone you loved, what would you choose? Comment love if you think they were right to try. Comment betrayal if some lines should never be crossed. Where are you watching from? Have you ever wanted someone you couldn't have? Someone so wrong it would destroy everything? If you haven't subscribed yet, please do it now. It's how this channel survives, and it means more than you think. Until then, remember, some love stories don't have happy endings. Some choices cost everything. And sometimes the person worth wanting is the person you should never touch.